want to know something about somebody, you look at their Instagram, see who they follow,
Yeah.
and that'll give you a really good gauge of what their interests are and what they're shopping for.
Hey everyone, it's James and Noah, and we're back here today to talk about social commerce, or what I like to say, hey look, buy now. Phone. So yeah, Noah, what is social commerce?
Simply put, it's a fusion between shopping and social media.
Well said. And why should people care? Why we're talking about business to business owners and managers, marketing directors, and why should people care about social commerce?
Because social media is such a great channel to be in. That's where people are. You want to be where your customers are and capture their attention. So that's the easiest way to do it. And I would also say it is the easiest way to target them because all of their interests are lined up there. You want to know something about somebody, you look at their Instagram, see who they follow, and that'll give you a really good gauge of what their interests are and what they're shopping for.
I mean, not everyone. I don't actually use Instagram very much. I'm one of the weird ones, but LinkedIn and Facebook for me are big, and then other demographics are in different social platforms as well, like TikTok or whatever. So yeah, it all depends. YouTube is debatable whether it's an actual social media channel. Kind of is, kind of isn't. But it's what you said. Why is it important? It's because that's where everyone spends their time these days, and it's so critical.
For sure.
So if you're part of the demographic that doesn't use any social media, then this video probably isn't for you. If you're part of an industry or a niche market where you know your target audience and your customers are not on social media, then again you can just check out of this video. But for everybody else, which is probably a good 2/3 of the population, I just blanket statement, absolutely 2/3 of the population. This is really important. Social commerce is becoming more and more vital. So our next topic of conversation is how are direct-to-consumer brands leveraging social? How are they doing it? So we know it's important, but how are they doing it?
For sure. Well, I mean, there's a lot of great ways to leverage social media as a direct-to-consumer brand. Ambassadorship is huge. So partnering with a great influencer or somebody who is even a micro-influencer within the right network is going to boost your brand. Doing that is typically within the social network. I think it's also really important to integrate the buy now button so you can shop within the channel. You don't even have to leave Instagram now to buy a new pair of sneaks or a hat or whatever it is. And we see the best brands are really putting their best foot forward in social media because it creates a seamless shopping experience. I look at it, I like it, and all of a sudden I can buy it. It's really, I don't even have to leave the platform. It's great. Yeah.
I mean, to your point, it's exactly what happened with the watch I'm wearing right now. So this is a Ducati watch. So I love motorcycles. Facebook knows that. I saw this watch being promoted on Facebook, Ducati, and it was just awesome. And it was kind of near Christmas, I think. So I've linked it to my wife. I was like, hint, honey, and and the rest is history because obviously, so it works, and it's powerful. So influencers, this particular one didn't have a brand ambassador or an influencer. It was simply just an ad targeted to me using my social profile and what it knows about me.
But Ducati was the influencer essentially.
Yeah. Well, it's the brand direct,
exactly.
But that's a D2C, right? That's direct to consumer. There's an example of that.
For sure.
They skipped the middleman. I didn't go through a store. I was with Ducati's own store, like worldwide, the big one. So it was kind of neat.
I think the shorter the path to purchase, the quicker the transaction can happen. Meaning that you're going to get a higher conversion rate. So if you have to lead somebody down a pathway, to buy the product. You're going to see a huge drop off. But if I can buy it now when I'm inspired, you're going to see a much higher conversion. And I'm super guilty of doing that often. I've bought many a silly thing on social media.
And is it after 9 p.m.?
It is usually when I am a little worn down and my resistance levels are low, and I'm like, cool.
That's a statistic, if you didn't know. People's willpower are weak later at night, and those instantaneous purchases. That's why back in the day, you saw those weird infomercials on TV that were selling a vacuum cleaner that you didn't need. But today, it's all the late night scrolling, right, and the instantaneous buying. Okay, so we have a point that's called personalization. And how does personalization fit into social commerce?
Oh, great question.
The big answer is social media, the giants, they know about you. You have a digital footprint.
Totally.
They know your age, education, gender, roughly speaking, where you live and what you're interested in, depending on how you've interacted with various platforms. But all those data points end up having your kind of digital persona or your buyer persona, your customer persona for anybody to tap into to kind of target things your way. Totally. So, and they've done that with all sorts of technology, but good advertising, good marketing, the more laser focused you can be, the higher the conversion rate, the more bang for buck that your marketing dollars are getting.
For sure.
Right? Because you're not spreading it thin and wasting it on people that don't care about your stuff. Right. So you're being just more responsible with your budget in the end.
I know a lot of people were afraid of their data being used for marketing purposes, but I welcome it. It's serving me more relevant ads. It makes way more sense than me seeing something for a new pair of,
I agree.
Women's underwear. It's like, that's not for me. I don't need to see that ad. I don't really care. But serving me up, ongoing, fitness supplements and so on.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to click that. I'm going to buy it. My bank account doesn't like it. But, I mean, serving me way better ads is awesome. I'd rather have stuff that's relevant to me and my interests show up in my feed.
Yeah.
So
to summarize some quick facts here too. So is this an exploding area? So 25 million people are on social 43% of the population has made a purchase through social media. That's almost 1 out of 2 people. That's nuts, eh? So that's higher than I thought, actually, but a really interesting stat. So
totally. 21% of Canadian shoppers rely heavily on social media for their product discovery.
Yeah, so it's almost like a research platform because they're actually searching in those platforms and learning about them, getting reviews, getting data, getting like feedback and seeing what it is.